Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome. If you could please stand for the start of our program. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Seattle and also the Seattle Fire Department's annual awards luncheon. It's so great to have all of you here. This is one of my favorite days of the year because we get to celebrate the incredible work that the men and women of the Seattle Fire Department do. And we get to do it at a Rotary meeting, so we get to come together in celebration. This is a very special day. This is the third year that we've been a part of this event. It's time to honor and recognize those in Seattle Fire who've gone above and beyond the call of duty. We're celebrating acts of heroism today. We're celebrating careers because it's not always the huge acts of bravery that make a difference. It's the day in and day out commitment of the men and women of Seattle Fire. The Seattle Firefighter wow, and I work in television. Take two, as they say. The Seattle Firefighters Pipes and Drums Band and the Honor Guard presentation of colors will kick off today's event. Okay.
Ready, hop, live, haste, reset, hope. Pipes and drums, America. Fire, one, go. Keep cover. Ready? Hits. Forward. Hop. Seattle firefighters, pipes and drums. Mr. Boy, Skull of the Brave. Fire, one, go.
How about a round of applause for the Seattle Firefighters Pipes and Drums Band? Wow. You may be seated. What a way to get started. Ken Grant said, "Can we do this every week?" I agree. What a fantastic way to start today. My name is Mark Wright. I'm the president of the Rotary Club of Seattle. I've had the honor of serving for almost the past year. And here with me today as co-MC is Deputy Chief Phil Jose, who's helping MC today's lunch. Phil works as Deputy Chief in Operations on C Shift. Phil, it's great to have you here.
Well, thanks, Mark, and thank everybody for coming here today to share their special day with us, the Seattle Fire Department and the citizens of Seattle. Thanks for being here.
Okay, so I wanted to just say a couple of words as we get started. For those of you who are not Rotarians, our motto is service above self. And that's what we do as an organization. And it just makes me so proud that we are able to partner with the Seattle Fire Department because your profession embodies that motto like no other profession that I know. Service above self is what you do every day. When you put on the uniform, when you go to the dispatch center, maybe you're an accountant at the fire department, every day you put others above yourself. So we're so grateful that you're here for this joint meeting today. I also want to give a special recognition to Seattle Fire Chief Harold Scoggins, who is a member of our club. Chief, if you could stand up, please, for a moment. Chief Scoggins is on our board of directors at Seattle 4. He's also co-chair of the Peace Builders Committee, and he is an incredible example of leadership in our club. So, Chief, thank you so much for making today possible. Up next, we have Seattle Fire Department Chaplain Joel Ingebretson for the invocation.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Let us pray. We give thanks today in many ways as we come together at this Seattle Fire Awards ceremony to honor those who believe in service above self. We acknowledge and give thanks that Rotary International, whose members themselves are defined by service, provide this arena of celebration in recognizing Seattle firefighters and community members who live out service above self. For everyone we recognize today who rose to an occasion of service above self, we ask our gracious God to bless this celebration of the parts of the whole that is Seattle Fire, offering each of us that vision that we are here to serve. Amen.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Chaplain. I also want to acknowledge the visiting Rotarians here today. If you are visiting as a Rotarian, please stand and be recognized. And we also have Seattle Fire Department members, their families, distinguished guests. All of you, please stand up, and we will like to welcome you to the Rotary Club of Seattle. It's now my pleasure to introduce Deputy Mayor Mike Fong for a few comments. Deputy Mayor, come on up. Please give him a warm Seattle 4 welcome.
Good afternoon. I also want to recognize Chief Scoggins, and we're also joined by City Attorney Pete Holmes today. Pete, thank you for joining us. Great. So thank you, everyone. And I want to also thank the Honor Guard and Pipes and Drums for kicking off our ceremony today. And I really appreciate the opportunity to come talk with you very briefly today to celebrate the men and women of the Seattle Fire Department who make such a positive and lasting and enduring impact on the lives of so many Seattle residents and its visitors each and every day. Whether on duty or off, almost every day we hear about the life-saving work that you all do. And on behalf of Mayor Durkin and all of us in the mayor's office, I want to thank you, and I think we should give everyone a round of applause for the work they do every day here. I also want to recognize that the firefighters and paramedics who go above and beyond the call of duty. We also want to recognize the dedicated civilian employees who work behind the scenes to keep the Seattle Fire Department running smoothly. As Deputy Mayor, I get the joy from this job of being able to see the courage and commitment and talent of so many of you that bring to this job each day, but also the compassion that you bring to this work. I mean, I had the honor a few weeks ago to join Chief Scoggins and others to celebrate the graduation of Recruit Class 106. And let's give Recruit Class 106 a round of applause too. But beyond the energy and enthusiasm of the new recruits and the new firefighters that join your ranks, I think what impressed me the most and was most inspiring is the commitment to honor and duty, not just to our community, but to each other. And that really is what creates the spirit of the family environment that you all have that makes the Seattle Fire Department the best in the nation. Today, we're going to recognize employees of the year who were voted on by their peers, and also 36 individual members for their great work and achievements. But not to be lost should be the year for the entire fire department and some of the major accomplishments that you have achieved, including opening 2 new fire stations, Station 32 and Station 22, a new rescue swimmer pilot program that was launched, the updating and changing of Mayday procedures that were revamped to help firefighters who are trapped and lost, and also adding a peak time aid car to Belltown. Mayor Durkin is looking forward to all your accomplishments that are coming in 2018 as well. On behalf of the mayor and all of us in the mayor's office, congratulations to all of you, and thank you again for your commitment to our community, for it to be a safer and better place, and we are so grateful for your service. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike, and I want to thank Mayor Durkin for her ongoing support of the Seattle Fire Department. I also want to thank Councilmember Mosqueda, who's here with us today, and all the members of the City Council who support us each and every day. You know, as you look at the programs on the table and you look at our backdrop right here and it says, "Here to serve," because truly I believe that that's what we're here to do. But that's in alignment with Rotary, service above self. So I'm proud to be a Rotarian. I'm proud to be a firefighter, and they just go hand in hand together. Today, you're going to hear some just outstanding and amazing stories about the work that our firefighters are doing, not just in this community, but in communities all over the state of Washington. And I was talking a couple of weeks ago, and just looking over some of the numbers, and some of our firefighters know how I like numbers. It's very important to me. We have 1,000 firefighters here in Seattle. We have 8,000 paid firefighters in the state of Washington. That's 1 in 8, they're here. But our firefighters live all over the state. And I am so proud each and every day when I get emails and phone calls and texts from citizens and fire chiefs around the state, because our firefighters' work don't just stop at the border here and running those 97,000 calls, running those hazmat incidents, the rescue incidents. They go far beyond what we do here today. That's why I'm so proud to be a member of the Seattle Fire Department, just like I'm proud to be a member of the Seattle Ford Rotary Club. And thank you for your support. And I'd like to invite up President Kenny Stewart, who's a great partner with management, the president of Local 27.
Good afternoon. First of all, I'd like to recognize public school teachers. One especially, my wife is playing hooky today to come here. But I want to recognize all public school teachers for the work they do day in and out for us and our kids. So I'm a lieutenant on Ladder Company 8, and I have the privilege and honor of serving the citizens of Seattle. I'm also the president of Seattle Firefighters Union Local 27. And I've got the privilege of serving the almost 1,000 Seattle firefighters here in the city who serve and protect the citizens each and every day. Both of these responsibilities allow me a unique window into the everyday tragedies that our citizens face and the willingness of firefighters to serve others, often at great personal sacrifice. I've learned that the last 3 years that serving others is a guiding principle of the Rotary Club, so we have that in common. And it's very fitting that we're here today, and I really appreciate the Rotary sponsoring and working with us on this event. Although taking risks and serving others is our job, recognizing instances of service and sacrifice is important to remind all of us about the compassion and service that firefighters and citizens offer others on a daily basis. These acts often go unnoticed, unrecognized, and they're invisible to most. The hazards and risks of being a firefighter are also often invisible. In addition to fires, building collapses, and other physical hazards, cancer, heart attacks, and suicide are ever-present dangers that are killing firefighters in alarming numbers. But in spite of these risks, firefighters continue to charge in and serve. I want to thank Chief Scoggins, Deputy Mayor Fong, Councilmember Teresa Mosqueda, City Attorney Pete Holmes, and everyone else for coming here today to celebrate these great achievements and recognize all of our award recipients. I'm proud of the Seattle Fire Department, I'm proud of Local 27, and I'm proud of the great things Seattle firefighters do each and every day. So thanks again.
Nice job. I appreciate it. Yeah. Kenny, thank you. Before we move on to the awards section of our ceremony today, we'd like to take an opportunity to say thank you and recognize those firefighters who not only have put their lives on the line for the residents of Seattle, but also in the service of our country.
So we have many active military reservists in the Seattle Fire Department who regularly train and deploy, and we're going to recognize 3 today, being with Lieutenant Chris Carter from Engine 29 in West Seattle. Has been deployed since June of 2017 and will not return until the summer of 2019. Captain Dave Pagan, Latterine Ballard, has been deployed since May of 2017 and will return sometime this summer. Sean Schenkelberg of Engine 36, also in West Seattle, is being deployed this month for approximately 1 year. Now we are going to take a brief break and let you enjoy your lunch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've been enjoying lunch and the company of your table mates. Now it's time to begin our 2018 award winners. The following awards are for fire department units or work groups that performed with a degree of excellence or proficiency that sets the unit apart. So, I'm sorry about that. Now I need to keep reading. Chief Scoggins is going to present the awards to the recipients. Our first award is for the members of the Mayday Procedures Work Group, Battalion Chief Matt Rogers, Battalion Chief Michael Sharp, Battalion Chief Jeffrey Wall, Battalion Chief Brady O'Brien, Battalion Chief Paul Forster, Firefighter Dispatcher Diana DeLashmutt, and Firefighter Dispatcher Hilton Almond worked tirelessly to complete a comprehensive update of the department's Mayday procedures. This represents a cultural shift not only for the Operations Division, but training and the Fire Alarm Center. The scope of this change was significant, as over 1,000 members from the fire chief down received training. The attention to detail and performance of the Mayday Procedures Work Group in tackling the issue of ground firefighter emergencies reflects great credit upon themselves and the Seattle Fire Department. Thank you and congratulations, Mayday Procedures Work Group.
Lieutenant Brian Anderson, Firefighter Jonathan Foree, Firefighter Gib Mastery, and Firefighter Martin Hostrup are receiving an administrative citation for their effort with the Pump Operator Academy. In 2017, the Pump Operator Academy instructors were charged with creating a process by which engine drivers could train. After thousands of hours, the group designed the Pump Operator Academy, which meets all the requirements for Washington State certification and NFPA standards. A recent test teach of the curriculum yielded 8 out of 8 drivers being certified. The Pump Operator Academy instructors reflect great credit upon themselves and the Seattle Fire Department. Thank you and congratulations, Pump Operator Academy instructors.
These next awards recognize actions performed by a unit or work group in both hazardous and non-hazardous conditions.
On March 13th, 2017, members of Ladder Company 11 in West Seattle heard sounds of a struggle while traveling on 42nd Avenue Southwest. Captain Jared Fields got out of the truck and immediately located a woman who was being assaulted. Captain Fields and his crew, Firefighter Ryan Rimmer, Firefighter Daryl Finley, and Firefighter John Guthrie, removed the assailant from the vehicle and placed themselves between the assailant and the woman. The assailant then took a knife from the bed of his pickup truck, which the crew of Ladder 11 countered with hooks, Halligan tools, and verbal de-escalation. The assailant then fled the scene. The crew gave Seattle police enough detail that the assailant was arrested a short time later. Ladder 11's actions reflect the great credit upon themselves and the Seattle Fire Department in service to the citizens of this great city. Thank you for your service.
So to paint the picture, so you got these guys right here with some of their firefighting hand tools stopping a woman from getting assaulted. They didn't have to do it. That's not in our job description, but they changed their life, and that's really important, and they protected a woman that was in need, and that's what these firefighters are all about. So thank you, Captain. Much appreciated.
Captain Eric Hotchkiss and Lieutenant Cameron Chambers have been a driving force on the Wildland team for several years. They've been instrumental in expanding the team, coordinating deployments and scheduling wildland rotations. They also coordinate with county partners on wildland issues and ensure that equipment gets updated. In 2017, members of the Seattle Fire Department's wildland team deployed to 18 different wildland fires. Members were deployed in Washington, Oregon, California for an equivalent of more than 340 24-hour shift days. A few of the larger fires the wildland team responded to included the Scatter Creek Fire, the Jolly Mountain Fire, you remember that one, in Washington, and the Central LNU Complex and Thomas Fire in California. Well done, wildland team coordinators.
Well done, Cap. 814 was dispatched to the 5000 block of First Avenue South for a report of a female down in early January of last year. Rescue 1 members, Lieutenant Colin McElroy and firefighter Jesse Radomski, found a woman curled up beneath a tree in sub-freezing weather. McElroy Radomski felt something wasn't right and attempted to contact numerous social service agencies. The women would not accept their offers. They began calling women's shelters, found an opening, transported the patient to the shelter. It turned out the woman had experienced a tragic, sudden onset of mental illness. She had been missing for 72 hours and was presumed dead. The efforts of Lieutenant McElroy and firefighter Radomski reunited this woman with her family. Thank you for your service.
You see, sometimes they try to leave because they don't want any credit. I mean, these are two firefighters who saw a woman down and stopped to help and realized this person had been missing for 72 hours. And then they took the extra step to get the person they need the person who needed the help into the places she needed to be. So thank you for your efforts, and please keep doing that because there is a need for that. Thank you.
I just want to say I'm not sure what's more surprising, the fact that Josh got 2 votes for his award committee or that Jess Radomski is getting recognized for customer service. Thanks, Kyle.
On July 11, 2017, Lieutenant and President of Local 27, Kenny Stewart, was traveling on Interstate 90 outside Wall, South Dakota, when he came upon a cyclist who had been struck tractor-trailer. Lieutenant Stewart stopped to assist, and after completing a rapid trauma survey, found the patient had severe injuries. The cyclist had a puncture wound in the neck, left shoulder, head trauma, and no motor function below the rib cage. Local fire units arrived, but Lieutenant Stewart remained with the patient, directed emergency medical services, and continued his treatment during transport to the airlift pickup point at the request of the local responders. Thank you for your quick life-saving actions.
On May 26, 2017, while attending a rapid entry rescue swimmer course hosted by West Pierce Fire and Rescue at American Lake in Lakewood, a male teenager nearby began struggling in the water. Lieutenant Michael McCaslin, firefighter Dalen Roshidi, and firefighter Jonas Smith quickly realized that this was not part of the course and began swimming toward the victim to help. Prior to their arrival, another teen tried to intervene and both began to slip beneath the surface. Upon reaching the pair, the fire department swimmer trainees successfully rescued both of the victims. Think about that for a minute. If they didn't do what they did, 2 young men would not be here today. Thank you for your quick actions in saving 2 lives.
On July 17, 2017, members of Recruit Class 105 were helping a fellow recruit move to a new home in Issaquah. During the move-in process, firefighter Lane Cromlin, Cody Hayes, Catherine Knowles, Tucker Lazar, Ryan Reed, Nate Thompson, David Walters, and Sam Westwin heard a popping sound and the cry, "She shot me," from next door. They proceeded to the adjacent apartment without hesitation to find a shooting victim. After getting the victim to shelter, the members began a full trauma assessment, called 911, and began rendering medical aid until the arrival of local first responders. Thank you for your service.
On December 19th, 2017, while driving northbound on Interstate 15 just north of Las Vegas, firefighter Mark Jennings came upon a one-car crash where the driver had been ejected from the car, resulting in severe head trauma. An off-duty physical therapist had already started CPR, and firefighter Jennings joined in without hesitation. He continued to perform CPR for 40 minutes until Clark County paramedics arrived and took control of the scene. Thank you for your service.
In late December of last year, Lieutenant Mark Nelson was shopping near his home in Mill Creek when he noticed a fellow customer having balance problems in the adjacent checkout line. Lieutenant Nelson examined the man, who began to lose consciousness. After checking vital signs and finding no pulse, Lieutenant Nelson started CPR until the arrival of Snohomish County fire units. Thank you for your service.
You're hearing a theme about CPR. We have our friends here from the Medic One Foundation. You may have seen the Pulse Point commercial that we're playing. If you don't have Pulse Point, if you haven't learned CPR, clearly what you're hearing today is it makes a difference. Be a part of making a difference and learn CPR and download the Pulse Point app.
Firefighter Aaron Fields is receiving a Certificate of Merit for enhancing the Seattle Fire Department's reputation through his recognition by the International Society of Fire Service Instructors. Firefighter Fields was unanimously awarded the George D. Post Instructor of the Year Award for creating a grassroots program to enhance and improve engine company operations. In addition, Firefighter Fields has shared his experience and unique approach through teaching at national fire events such as FDIC and as a member of the Underwriters Laboratory Fire Attack Panel. This man is truly an innovator in our industry and is recognized around the world as an expert, and builds on the tradition that comes from Seattle of innovating and disrupting industries to provide better service. Thank you for your service.
So the chief mentioned the theme of CPR. Have you noticed another theme? There's no off-duty for the men and women of the Seattle Fire Department. If they're on vacation and they see something, they jump in. If they're off-duty, just at the grocery store, they jump in. There's no off-duty. This is a lifelong calling, and that's why we're celebrating these men and women today. So this year we have 2 Seattle Fire members receiving the second highest award for actions performed under hazardous conditions. The Maltese Cross is awarded to a member for meritorious actions performed under hazardous conditions that are beyond the call of duty and at great personal risk. The first Maltese Cross is being awarded to firefighter Brandon Freeland. On July 27, 2017, while on vacation in Kashmir, Washington, firefighter Freeland saw a male struggling in the cold, swift-moving current of the Wenatchee River. Firefighter Freeland saw the victim go under the surface and entered the fast-flowing river without the benefit of a personal flotation device to assist him. The victim went under several times and was completely exhausted before firefighter Freeland reached him. He had completed the rescue swimmer training a week prior and was able to safely bring the victim through the whitewater successfully to the shore. Please congratulate firefighter Brandon Freeland.
The second Maltese Cross is being presented to firefighter Josh Materi. On August 4, 2017, firefighter Materi was detailed to Ladder Company 10 in Capitol Hill. While operating at an apartment fire on East Denny Way, firefighter Materi learned of a victim on the 3rd floor. He proceeded to floor 3 and entered the fire unit without benefit of a hose line. He was immediately driven to his knees by fire rolling over the ceiling just inside the front door of the apartment. Forcing the flames back with the pump can fire extinguisher, Materi crawled into the room to search. Rising to his knees, instantly blistered his ears where he expended the remaining water in his extinguisher to buy himself time to complete his search. Hearing a moan, firefighter Materi crawled to a pile of debris and found a person. Seizing hold of the victim, firefighter Materi successfully rescued her.
You know, I want to say a couple comments about this. This is truly a rescue in changing someone's life. Many of you may have saw the fire that was on Denny, with the flames coming out of the window and different things like that was happening. He was inside of that burning room searching for a victim. If he would have quit, if he would have stopped, it would have been a different outcome. But he kept searching. He didn't have a hose line with him. He had a pump can with him that eventually runs out of water. And if you see the pictures, you know. He kept going. He found the person, and he pulled him out, and he made a difference. So please join me in congratulating firefighter Materi.
Now it's time to turn our attention to the Employees of the Year for 2017. Earlier I said 2018, sorry about that. This is for 2017. These individuals have demonstrated incredible service to both internal and external customers, going above and beyond their expectations.
In a service organization, great customer service is something that is expected of all employees. However, this individual's continually exceeds everyone's expectations. I'm also fortunate to see your positive attitude on a daily basis at the Fire Alarm Center. Congratulations, Melody Drake, Customer Service Award recipient.
And there's a video too.
I'm Melody Drake. I work in the Fire Alarm Center, and I am an Admin Specialist 3. No 2 days are the same for me. One day I could be, like I have to order beds, to make new sleeping quarters, or I'm trying to, negotiate our new AV remodel project. Obviously a lot of paperwork, doing payroll issues and safety forms and travel training. I really do feel like it's my job to make their job easier. There's so many difficult things that they're dealing with from day to day. So these small things, when they're like, the light is out in the bunk room, or we need a new fan, or some, even those small things, I feel like that's definitely my job to make it more comfortable for them so they can focus and do their job. I greatly enjoy working for the Seattle Fire Department. It really is an honor.
Melody is the true gatekeeper of the Fire Alarm Center. She really takes on that role of wanting to make sure that her staff, her dispatchers, the staff that are up there are taken care of, and that she can be their go-to person to ensure what they need is there. Melody just has a servant's heart. She truly wants to provide what we need, and she's a gem to work with.
I'm just so honored to be recognized for the work that you do. It's pretty amazing, and especially because I feel like it's an honor to be able to help the men and women of the Seattle Fire Department do their job in a small way. I feel like what I do is in a small way, because what they do is so important.
Melody is responsible, and she is kind, she is knowledgeable, and she is thorough. And for these reasons, I nominated Melody Drake for Customer Service Award.
Congratulations, Melody Drake, Customer Service Award recipient. Employee of the Year is awarded to a non-uniformed member who carries out responsibilities in an exemplary fashion, always promoting a can-do attitude. And the Employee of the Year, watch the video, there it is, Kelly.
That upcoming report exercise, here's the information from last year. I'm Kelly Randall, Public Affairs Director for the Seattle Fire Department, and I've worked here for 3.5 years. Our division provides communication for the department, both internally and externally. We provide outreach and education, helping to keep people safe across Seattle. Some of the things we do are children's programs in schools, CPR training, community fire safety programs, and presentations. One of my favorite parts about my job is everyone that I get to work with, the people that work for me, the people that I work for, and everyone I've met during my time here. And I think that's what I'm going to miss most about Seattle Fire, but I have all kinds of fun memories to look back on.
Kelly hasn't been with the department very long, but she's definitely left her mark in the 3.5 years that she's worked for the Seattle Fire Department. She will be greatly missed. I've always been impressed by Kelly's capacity to do a million things at once and do them all well. Under her leadership, we combined the Public Education Division, Public Information, and then our Medic 2 program, and she hit it out of the ballpark. It was a big job, it's a big task, basically creating a division, and she's done a fabulous job. Kelly redesigned our public-facing website, which was a monumental task. Our website looks great. Her attention to detail shows in the quality of our website, and then also her willingness to take on the job that nobody else wanted to take on.
I'm really grateful to the people that nominated me. It really meant a lot knowing that I made an impact on all of them in different ways.
There are very few people who can match Kelly Randall's leadership, attention to detail, creativity, and work ethic. That's why I nominated her for Civilian Employee of the Year.
Firefighter of the Year is someone who has a high regard for customer service, dedication to excellence, and innovation, and serves as a role model for others. Congratulations, Craig Snow, Firefighter of the Year.
I'm Craig Snow. I work on Ladder 4 D shift, and I've been there for 19 years.
As a battalion chief on D shift, I got to operate with him a lot. And whether he's on the A car or on his normal assignment, he always showed up with great energy, great passion, always looking to be excellent at his job.
Drownings were always sort of on my radar, so to speak. We had a family member who nearly drowned, and I never forgot that feeling. When I finally got hired with Seattle Fire, I was surprised to learn that we didn't have some kind of swimmer team. Captain Rogers and I were talking about putting a program together, and he gave me a lot of encouragement, and we put together some proposals for the department. When we finally got approval to do so, everybody was squared away and ready to go, and we built our program from there.
There are always barriers to new programs, new change, even when it's recognized as positive. He never allowed those barriers to become such significant obstacles that he didn't continue to push forward. That's what just right away engaged me with him.
I'm proud. I'm proud of all the folks we've worked with. Truly, this is not my program. This is our program, and the department has a lot invested in this. The firefighters have a lot invested in it. It's going to be a very good thing for the citizens of the city. I think there are a lot of folks who probably deserve this award. They put a lot of work into their job and into this career. To the benefit of everybody. Being nominated in a group like that, it means something, and I really appreciate it. It's truly an honor.
Because of the positive energy and commitment that Craig brings to work every single day, whether as a firefighter or as somebody involved in trying to develop a program such as the Rescue Swimmer, that's why I nominated Craig Snow for Firefighter of the Year.
When Firefighter Snow and Lieutenant Kearns, where you at? Are you in the room, Lieutenant Kearns? There he is. When they came and presented this Rescue Swimmer program, it was clearly a need here in the city. And we trained, almost 40 firefighters to be trained as rescue swimmers. What's important to note is you have already seen a few awards given out because of the rescue swimmer training that we have trained our firefighters to do. Each and every day, we have firefighters on fire engines in different parts of the city. When that call comes in, you may have a fire engine showing up, but you don't know what gear they're pulling off. It's based on the need. They have wetsuits, they have fins, they are ready to go. And he was a critical piece in making this program go, and it has already yielded a few saves. So congratulations.
Company officers are responsible for providing support, guidance, and direction to their crews every single day. They are the ones ensuring that the department responds quickly and safely to each emergency. They're constantly serving the needs of their crew and the community. Please give a congratulations to Chris Green, Officer of the Year.
I'm Chris Green. I'm assigned to Fire Station 25 as the captain there. I've been up there about 7 years. I've been in the department about 22. This is not the kind of job where you got to try to make it interesting. Wherever you're at, it will find you, and it will find you when you least expect it. One of my favorite parts of the job is towards the end of the day, especially during the summer or on the weekends, and you can see the streets are packed. And you know that crush of alarms and calls is coming. And then it starts to light off and the entire house is basically rolling. You've got the engine, the aid car, and the truck all taking runs on that hill, passing each other code red, and you're part of the chaos. That's still a lot of fun.
Chris has put his heart and soul into being the captain of Engine 25 and Station 25, and everything he does is focused on making us as good a station as he possibly could put together. We're in development of a vault fire program that's being put together right now that's really gained traction and gained legs and starting to reach out nationally to all sorts of people, and he is the drive and the motor behind all of that. He also was very instrumental in a lot of the new high-rise changes that we put together, and just on a day-to-day basis he is out and he's drilling and he's inspecting and he is constantly on the move, just trying to make his company as good as they can be.
Fire department here in Seattle, everybody's doing a lot of work. So, the fact that I got recognized for the award, I'm very grateful, I'm very humbled by it, but I'm very aware of all the work that's being done around me to shore up what we do for the taxpayers, for the city, for the fire service at a national level.
Captain Green is enthusiastic. He's always looking for the next project. His motor is always running. He's always going all the time. And he's extremely knowledgeable about all facets of engine company operations. And that's why I nominated him for Officer of the Year.
You heard a little bit about the Vault Fire Response Program, and this was Captain Green's passion to make this program better. He built relationships with City Light. We're our partners from City Light. So Bernie and Jim over there. And some of you Rotarians may remember it was about a year or so ago we had a power outage here in the city and, hey, what's going on? Can you make an announcement? Well, there was a vault fire. Well, someone has to go in and put those fires out. We didn't really have a good plan on how we did that, and you may see around the country, in LA and Chicago and New York, these vaults explode. Well, now we have a plan on how to deal with those, and that is because of Captain Green and his relationship he's built with City Light, so we can better serve the community of Seattle. So thank you, Captain Green.
In much the same way that company officers support their crews, chiefs are responsible for ensuring that the members, battalions, and divisions are prepared for whatever comes their way. Congratulations, Reba Gonzalez, Chief of the Year.
I'm Reba Gonzalez, Deputy Chief of Battalion 3, Seattle Fire Medic 1. My responsibilities include overseeing the 4 platoons of paramedics in Battalion 3 and several lieutenant paramedic officers. It's been an honor being assigned to Battalion 3 and working with some of the best, most highly qualified and skilled firefighters in the whole department. Paramedics are passionate people beyond. The stuff they do in the field, I mean, I'm in awe of them, obviously. And I think that's what motivates me. So while I'm motivating them, I hope they know they're motivating me, you know, just to be better. I've been completely fulfilled by every assignment I've ever had. But I will tell you, Battalion 3 has really just been just the best for me. It really has.
Well, I've been associated with the division since 1987. I've been a medical services officer up there since 2001. And in the span of my career up there, I've probably worked for a dozen chiefs. And clearly, Chief Gonzalez has been the most effective chief that we've had for at least the entire time that I've been up there. What I was impressed with her was that she prioritized things. She took the time to talk to not only us as her subordinate officers, but all of the medics. She took time to ride the medic units and try to get a feeling and understanding for the job. When we've come to her with a professional issue, anything with our shifts, anything with us as far as one of the medics or an incident that was tough, I mean, she's always made time for us. It's always been one of her #1 priorities. Reba's like a great coffee mate. You know, she's a good supervisor and a good friend. When she needs to be addressed as Chief Gonzalez on a professional level, when there's a professional problem, she comes up and we can approach her and she deals with it. When I want to go in and just talk to Reba, she's very easy to do so.
Our jobs, we're all very passionate about the work we do, and to have my peers and all of the folks I work with in Battalion 3 and perhaps across the department nominate me is such a great honor. It's a high pinnacle of my career, no question.
Chief Gonzalez, thank you for everything that you have done for Battalion 3. Your professionalism, your compassion, everything that you've done in such a short time frame, none of it's going to go unnoticed. Best Battalion 3 Chief ever.
So I started in April of 15, and my first group of promotions was in June of 2015. And I can't tell you how proud I am that Deputy Chief Gonzalez was one of the first promotions that I made when I got here in the Seattle Fire Department. I saw something in her. I saw how she touched people, dealt with tough situations. And when I look back 3 years later and the work that she's done, and you just heard the video in Battalion 3, and just to give you perspective, when you see our paramedics around the city, dealing with the most challenging medical calls every day and everything that comes with that, she is the person that brings calm, brings balance, and really works hard to meet their needs. So, Chief, we're proud of you and thank you for serving.
Thank you.
Now we're moving on to the Lifetime Achievement Awards. Seattle Fire Department is a place as you've seen today, of incredible loyalty and dedication. This award recognizes the person who has devoted much of his or her life in service through Seattle Fire. This year, we are honoring one uniformed and one civilian member for the Lifetime Achievement Award. First, we will honor the uniformed member who received this award.
My name is Michael Osborne. I am the driver at Station 24 on 8 shift. My job as a firefighter and driver at Station 24 is to set a good example for the other shifts. Part of my responsibilities are obviously taking care of the station, the engine, the Air 240, Engine 24. I am also and have been since '92, the supply officer, so it's my responsibility to make sure that hopefully we do not run out of gloves or any other necessary materials that we need to function. There really hasn't been a time where I did not want to come to work, so it's always been enjoyable over the last 33 years. It's all about the interpersonal relationships that make it enjoyable. I like to keep things very simple and realize that you're doing the best that you can at that time of any incident that you're on.
Well, when I think of previous award recipients, I think about the qualities they possess. They were people that were truly committed to the members of this community. They inspired us to be better firefighters. They really brought out the best in each of us. And when I think about Mike Osborne, that's what he does for me. That's what he does for the people at Station 24. One of the things that I think everybody who's worked with Mike has noticed is just how much he cares about the people we serve, whether it's on an aid call and making sure that the person we're taking to the hospital has a pair of shoes to come home with, or has their keys, or their apartment gets locked up, or there's food in the dog bowl before we leave. Mike's always working behind the scenes to make sure those things get done. It's Mike's commitment to this craft. It's his compassion, his caring for our customers. It's his commitment to the people in our firehouse and in this fire department that inspires me, that motivates me to be a better company officer, that really makes me proud to nominate him for this award.
Congratulations, Mike Osborne, Lifetime Achievement Award recipient.
One thing that wasn't mentioned in the video is how much Mike gives back to community. And when I was talking to Mike earlier, he said he had a track meet this afternoon. Mike's been coaching kids in this community in track for how many years?
More than 34.
More than 34 years. He has a track meet today at Roosevelt, Shorecrest. He has athletes. He's not just pouring into them how to run. He's pouring into them what you saw in that video, how to be a good person. And that's what's most important with sports and what it really builds in young people. Mike is setting the example for so many of us. I know I had the pleasure of meeting Mike before I got here. Mike came to my going away down in California and showed up at the dinner, and I got to meet him then. I told my wife, and Mike, he must be a quality person. He took the trip down to see what's this guy really about. I hope things turned out okay, Mike. So congratulations.
Next, we will honor the civilian member who received this award.
I am Lloyd Bird. I started to work fire department in 1978. My job is the data entry. Every day, I enter the form 20B 250 form per day. I understand that my job, the job I'm doing, try to help people. That's what makes me feel good. Yes, I do like the people. Whenever they walk by my keyboard, hi, Lloyd. I just smile, but I just keep going. That's it. 39 years with Form 20B. I married fire department long than married to my husband.
Loy Burge is the only person that has been assigned full-time to do nothing but data entry, all Form 20B forms. A wild guess over her 39-plus year career, as we've well exceeded 1 million forms. People were amazed on how fast she can do data entry. It was incredible. She would have stacks, Form 20Bs, and all day long she enters them without making mistakes. Everybody loves Loy. She's just a spark. She enhances anybody's day, so people make a point to stop by her cubicle and say hello just for that reason. The thing that Loy doesn't realize is that she has played a role with Seattle Medic One in saving hundreds, maybe thousands of people because of that data, which has provided progressive emergency medical services. Due to Loy's technical expertise, her dedication to the Seattle Fire Department, and the joy that always exists around her cubicle. Those are the reasons why I nominated her for Lifetime Achievement Award. Well deserved. Congratulations, Loy.
Tôi rất cảm ơn mọi người đã chú tâm đến tôi và làm những công việc rất là giỏi. Cảm ơn mọi người. Cảm ơn rất nhiều Fire Department.
Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última.
What fun! It's true. Why not? Life too short, you know. Whenever you're healthy, you enjoy life. You met fun. You met everybody laugh. This is wonderful.
Bésame, bésame mucho. Que tengo miedo a perderte después.
Loy, I want to tell you, after 40 years of service to this community, and just so you know, the Form 20B is our medical healthcare record for every patient. So Loy's job was to enter that information into our system so the patients can have follow-up if they need it. We could do case studies. For 40 years, Loy has done that. She basically opened the Form 20B system, and earlier this year, she closed it because we transitioned to electronic healthcare records. So Loy, thank you for your service to this community. Thank you.
I think we need a Loy in every office, don't we? She's like a nuclear reaction. I love it. So the work of Seattle Fire doesn't take place in a vacuum. It requires support from the community, and that's taking us to our next award. It's an honor for the Rotary Club of Seattle to present an award during this luncheon each year, and it's our Service Above Self Award. The Service Above Self Award recognizes community members who demonstrate care and concern for those in need, give selflessly of their time and resources to improve our community, and also inspire others to take similar actions. They are exemplars of the Rotary model of service above self and the Seattle Fire Department's mission of professional, effective, and compassionate service. Chief Scoggins, who's representing both Seattle Fire and Seattle 4, will present our Service Above Self Award.
Thank you, Mark. I would like to invite up James and Sherry Raisbeck to the stage. We want you to come up here. Well, hey, I can come to you. How about that? I think this mic works. We'll go right here. This is good. So I want to talk a little bit about James and Sherry. Jan Sprake. Jan, are you here at Medic One Foundation? There she is. I got a chance to learn a little bit about James and Sherry and all the good work that they're doing in the community, and I'll get to the fire department piece in a second. But Raisbeck Aviation High School, your contributions to the arts here in the city go just so deep. But your commitment to the fire department has been absolutely incredible. James and Sherry has sponsored 11 paramedic students to paramedic training. And for that, they should give them a round of applause for that. To put that in perspective, it's about $25,000 per student for that year-long training. And James and Sherry's commitment to this organization just is service above self, in my opinion. And their commitment to this community just goes so far beyond what we expect of the normal person. So I just wanted to say thank you on behalf of the members of Seattle Rotary 4 and also of the Seattle Fire Department. Say thank you for committing to this community. You're making a difference.
Thank you, thank you. Well, I mean, it is truly an honor to be recognized. Thank you so much. But I just want to say that I can't imagine having a more amazing life, and all of it has to do with how wonderful it is to be part of a community and to do what you can, and look at all these amazing people in this room that do things every day. I mean, thank you.
And I got to add one thing to that. Mine is much shorter. Medic 1 has visited our home 3 times. 2 of them would have been fatal without Medic 1 from Engine 28, Station 28. And none of them had to do with heart. So the broad training these medics get in their year-long dedication is something that's obvious for those of us to support, and we're among the team. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, a couple more recognitions. The Chief's asked me to recognize Assistant Chief A.D. Vickery, member of the leadership team. Over 50 years of service right there. Helen Fitzpatrick. Our Finance Director, Chris Santos. And my boss and leader of Operations Division, Assistant Chief Brian Hastings. One more person we want to recognize today is a retired firefighter who supports the fire department through a host of activities. On behalf of the Seattle Fire Department, we recognize Galen Tomier right in the back there. It's Galen's birthday, so happy birthday, Galen. Okay, now a word from our chaplain, Abby.
To give a benediction is to speak of goodness. Our time together today has given voice to goodness all around us, but especially within the Seattle Fire Department. May today's celebration of goodness continue to fill us all with joy, with gratitude, and peace.
Thank you. Well said. Thank you. One more thing. Mark, one more thing. Okay, and then the last announcement I have for members of the Seattle Fire Department, family, friends, partners, children, there's going to be a photo, as there is every year, from Captain Bear. It's going to be at 7th and Union. So you can go to the bottom of the escalators and start a right-hand search for 3 turns and end up at the corner of 7th and Union, where we'll have our photo immediately following the ceremony here today.
And how about a hand for Deputy Chief Phil Jose? Nice job, Phil. So just to wrap things up, as I stand here and think about the work that all of you do, the men and women of Seattle Fire, I'm honestly overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed that you have committed your lives to serving us. And I'm so honored that the Rotary Club of Seattle can take a day where we can honor you, because it's so fitting. I've had paramedics come to my house. I know all of you have. They help our grandparents. One of my sons had seizures when he was little. And I'll tell you what, there's no better feeling to open that door and see a person in uniform coming to help. So those of you who are non-firefighters or affiliated with the fire department, please stand and clap for the men and women of Seattle Fire. So thank you. Thank you for your service. Today could not have happened without the help of a lot of people. Thank you to SFD Awards Committee, the combined SFD and Rotary Awards Luncheon Planning Committee, and the sponsors. If you could all stand, if you had an effort in that, stand and be recognized. Thank you for all of your hard work to make today possible. Great job.